Hi everybody, this is the comic book hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to the comic book hut. Hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So there's a rumor going around about the Fantastic Four First Steps, which is a new reboot, a new version of the Fantastic Four, MCU version. I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be. Some of the images from the different teasers and trailers looks promising. I'm not a big fan of the casting. Pedro Pascal is a goofball of the Major Order, and I'm not too sure of the young lady that plays Sue Storm or whatever. And we'll see. But the thing looks good. I'm not too happy about this quote-unquote female Silver Surfer. But there are all kinds of rumors about that Norman Rad was probably going to be the number one, and he's the only Silver Surfer. And there's images of Galactus out there, so there's some good stuff here. We get to see Herbie. But there's a rumor. This is from CosmicBookNews.com. Marvel orders emergency reshoots for Fantastic Four ending, according to a rumor. A big rumor hits the net that offers Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios are going through emergency reshoots of the Fantastic Four First Steps. That's not good. Which is happening only 2 months away from the film's release. The reshoots follow Feigel's failed rebranding of Thunderbolts to New Avengers, teasing the Fantastic Four in the post-credits scene. Thunderbolts is currently bombing at the box office, much like what happened with Captain America Brave New World, which ties into the FF reshoots rumors below as well. Thunderbolts has not been a total disaster, I would point out. The reshoots also followed the less than well-received Fantastic Four trailer, revealing the first look at Julia Garner, Silver Surfer. All of this is supposed to lead into Avengers Doomsday, so Marvel needs a hit with the FF this summer. I'm going to read you some spoilers now in this article. A couple of weeks ago, Sword confirmed that Marvel's reshooting the Fantastic Four. Set pics leaked online feature Julia Garner in her humanoid form as Shala Ball. She's an alien from the planet Zenla, at least in the comics. The writer actually theorized the reshoots involved showing Julia Garner as Shala Ball getting transformed into the Silver Surfer by Galactus. That's not good, because that's not the origin of the Surfer. Surfer, as you know, is Norman Rat. He always has been, he always will be. FF's test screening reactions changing things. However, according to YouTuber Doomcox, or we like to call him here at the hut, Doom PP, sources, the reshoots involve flashback scenes of Julia Garner as Shala Ball before getting transformed by Galactus in a way to humanize her, so the audience becomes sympathetic to her character and storyline in the film. But why didn't they do that to begin with? The rumor claims, well, most of these women that are in these movies, they're like robots. They're not like real women. Angry, don't want to have children, screaming about men. The rumor claims that Marvel is trying to make the female Silver Surfer look more like a hero, as reportedly according to the YouTuber test screen reactions, have fans viewing her as more of a villain, which Marvel doesn't want, especially with her being a female character. That's the thing. When we're first introduced to the Silver Surfer many, many decades ago, I wasn't even born yet. But when the Surfer is introduced to the audience, he looks noble, but is he a villain? So you got to have somebody that can sort of connect with the audience in a very interesting way. And these MCU characters come along very villainous. They don't come along and come across as heroic at all. From what Garner has originally said, it seems as if she wasn't even going to be shown as Shala Ball in the movie. Well, apparently Marvel seems to think showing her as a human will make fans like her. It didn't work out for the Marvels. Well, that's beyond the point. I thank God I didn't see that movie. Fantastic Four reshooting the complete ending. According to Doom PP, Marvel's reshooting the complete ending of Fantastic Four, making up the final 20 minutes of the movie, which looks to involve Julia Garner as the female Surfer destroying Galactus. It's been such an emergency that Feige is bringing on new crew members from Avengers Doomsday, which is now ending and filming. I would mention Galactus does not get destroyed in the initial story with the Fantastic Four. He spares the Earth. Surfer doesn't have enough power to destroy Galactus. I know that kind of happened in the 2007 movie, but he doesn't have enough power. His power is bestowed upon the sort of godlike figure of Galactus. He's the fallen angel. Galactus is the fallen. The Surfer is the fallen angel. His power is given to him by this godlike figure, which is Galactus. So it doesn't make any sense in the last movie. It's not going to make sense in this either. Apparently, the female Silver Surfer is given a doomsday device without her knowledge, which she then gives to Galactus, causing it to destroy him. So that makes it look as if her Silver Surfer isn't part of destroying Galactus and completely clears her of any wrongdoing. And, in the original story, the Watcher lets Reed Richards know of a thing called the Ultimate Nullifier. And that weapon deters Galactus from destroying the Earth. And that keeps him at bay. Okay? And the Watcher breaks his vow of never getting involved. It's the one time he got involved. Because he wanted to save the Earth. He wanted to see the Earth get devoured by the World Devourer. So you have sort of a more interesting, but in this kind of insanity, the female has to be the hero. Doesn't make any sense. And you can always bring Galactus back if you destroy him, and that's it. That's the one thing about the villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that all the villains are so disposable. Be interesting to see how they attach, how they what they do with Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is not, he's the villain. The villain. Bigger than Thanos, that's for damn sure. Let's see, what are we doing here now? In the comics, Reed Richards threatens to use the Ultimate Nullifier on Galactus, who wants to bet it in the movie that it's Sue who gives the device. That's for damn sure. Now we get some big spoilers. Female Silver Surfer gets killed off. Yes! If you have been reading my articles, I've been told the female Surfer doesn't make it out of the Fantastic Four first steps alive. The writer's been dropping and hinting at this for the past year. That's why they just said, if the rumor that the Surfer is going to be featured in more MCU projects is true, it'll be Norrin Rad. Comic-Con insiders told the writer the female Surfer gets killed off in the Fantastic Four first steps. Well, when you know, if you could just killed off Taskmaster and Thunderbolts. I was also told Galactus destroys the FF's Earth, and then the FF escapes into the multiverse. Well, as shown in the Thunderbolts post-credits scene, but that's the thing about the Fantastic Four, they saved the Earth. We shouldn't let this female Surfer get involved. She screwed up everything. Apparently, the FF make their way to the Earth, which is their multiverse. The original plan, I was told that they were going to have the FF as being from our universe, that they were friends with Hank Pym and Janet. It was set in the 60s, and the FF step into the quantum realm only to escape years later in the present day. That too might have been scrapped, just like Hank. Instead, they came up with this multiverse storyline. I mean, once you mess with time and any kind of storyline, it just screws up everything. It screws up all the continuity, and it makes it a very lazy story, concept. Just dumb. By the new PP's info, his sources are unclear if the reshoots involve test screening and reactions to the scene, and involving what specifically happens with the female Silver Surfer, the Doomsday Device, and Galactus. But we're going to find out. I mean, this movie's coming out pretty quickly. Before we know it. I mean, like I said, the casting has been a bit of a mess. Comes out July 25th. So Marvel must feel pretty confident in it. You know a studio feels confident when they put the movies out in the middle of the summer. I don't think they were not too confident about Captain America 4. With Sam was the fake Cap. And I don't think they were all too enamored with Thunderbolts. That's why they put that movie out in April. The big blockbusters start coming out Memorial Day weekend until really, middle of July, So they look at the Fantastic Four, they feel very strongly about it. Now, I'm probably going to see it. We'll see. I guess I'll give you a review of it, or we'll talk about it here, or I'll talk about it here. And I'll have plenty of stuff on the Fantastic Four. This is going to be the summer of the FF, and I love the Fantastic Four as a character, as a comic, and especially if you followed me for a long time, you know that, and I will follow this. This interests me a lot. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.